What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Three Star Draw. I am down south 77. This here is usually an adult collector channel where we are talking about toys. In this series, we are not going to be talking about toys, but some of the things that we talk about will be toy adjacent or related or inspired. This is a series I am going to start doing called Three Star Stories, and this will be me narrating snippets, or maybe it's the whole thing sometimes, of short stories that I have written down. Basically, it's going to be kind of narrating fan fiction. That's about what it amounts to. Let's call it what it is. But writing something I've always enjoyed, and I, I miss doing it. And this is just a good way to get it out and then just let other people hear it if it's something they're interested in. It's not going to be for everybody, but it might be something fun to do while driving. Like I said, they're not going to be really long. Most of them are snippets. So with that said, I need to preface by saying I am neither a professional author nor a professional audiobook narrator, so this is just for fun. So I'm gonna give it my best shot when I do these. Just bear with me. So let's get to it. Hope you guys enjoy Three Star Stories. So, the one that I'm going to kick Three Star Stories off with, I did read on a live stream. I read it on 12/11/24 on our Sevens Wild live stream that I do with my cousin Pop Blender every other Wednesday. We were doing a Christmas themed show, and I wanted to write a quick little Christmas story. And this really could have been the beginning, middle, or end of a story. And I did write it to be really quick to read on the stream because I didn't want it to take up a whole lot of time. So that's how this one goes. And this way, if you are interested, you don't have to go back and kind of scrub through that live stream and find it. And the next part is kind of a continuation of this. So let's get to story that I call Holiday Pay. Let's kick back by the fire and grab you a quick drink and let's hear about it. He turned down the last remaining hallway, which was the first one he initially entered. This time he was on his way out. The lights that illuminated the exterior of the compound shone through the stained glass windows, casting festive, kaleidoscopic colors on the floor. The windows were decorated like old timey hard candy suckers. For all he knew, they actually could have been. He carefully made his way down the festive hallway, taking care not to step in the brightly colored pools of blood. He created those on his first trip up the hallway. He gave a quick glance into the storage closet where he'd stacked the bodies after dispatching them. They hadn't moved. As he reached the exit door, he pulled out his tablet from its pouch underneath the ceramic body armor plates on his chest. He tapped on the screen and pulled up the remote camera feed from the camera he had fixed on the other side of this door. All clear. He stepped out into the frozen night. He gave a quick glance at the piece of board with rope tied through a hole drilled at each end. He'd left it at the door. On his way in, he'd use it to smooth his footprints in the snow. He had no need for it now. He glanced around for movement. Empty. Or dead. As he walked back to his Cobra Wolf, parked barely visible behind a snowdrift, he watched himself walk towards it on his tablet. The camera was mounted just above the cockpit, and he could control every function on his tablet. He used it to watch his back as he approached the wolf. While he walked, he thought about this particular night. A holiday. Call it what you want, but it's the only time to break into this facility when it's not completely staffed. As a matter of fact, it was the only night this could even be accomplished. Exactly why this job had to be done, he didn't know. He didn't care either, just so long as the other half of his fee hit his Swiss bank account in 36 hours after the holiday. He reached the wolf and he opened the access door for the keypad. He entered his code and pressed the button for voice recognition. There was no need for silence now. In a raspy voice, he uttered the unlocked phrase, "Hail, Cobra Commander! The Great Snake rules forever." The canopy unlocked, and he climbed into the warm cockpit. It had been idling silently the whole time he'd been here. This Energon tech was some good stuff, useful for all kinds of things: lasers, 0 point energy, and explosives. On his tablet, he switched apps to the one he'd co designed. He placed the tablet into its mount in the cockpit control system of the Wolf, grabbed the wheel, gave it some throttle as the front skis turned and the rear tracks creaked to life. The Wolf was headed back in the direction it came from. In that same gruff voice, he chuckled to himself. Eh, dark energon. And with that, Firefly tapped on the screen of the tablet one final time. A countdown timer of 5 appeared on the screen, and he began to whistle Silent Night. As the timer reached 0, now far behind him and the wolf, Santa's workshop erupted into a glorious ball of crackling purple fire that reflected off of every frozen surface and lit up the entirety of the North Pole that Christmas Eve.